We interrupt this program.
All right, enough of the work, it's time for the shoot. The promoters got the people fighting for the loot. You gotta read between the lines and see the lies. A babyface economy with heel-like corporate ties. This is the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake, exposing all the phony plays for goodness sake. Get your hands off my leverage, pay the gate. Welcome to the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake.
We interrupt this program.
All right, enough of the work, it's time for the shoot. The promoters got the people fighting for the loot. You gotta read between the lines and see the lies. A babyface economy with heel-like corporate ties. This is the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake, exposing all the phony plays for goodness sake. Get your hands off my leverage, pay the gate. Welcome to the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake.
All right, guys, what do you think about that intro, huh? Man, this AI stuff is mind-blowing. I'm so deep on the AI at this point. Anyway, all right. Welcome back to the real locker room, Smart Marks. It is February 26, 2026. Forget the garbage referees and the mainstream media feeding you the pre-show. I'm your lead color commentator, and we're talking about the real main event, the booking decisions that directly affect your ability to draw a gate in your own business and keep your sovereign position. We don't care about the storylines. We care about who holds the strap. Before we call the action, a word from the sponsors that keep the lights on in this territory. First, scientificwrestling.com. You know why we don't have ropes in scientific wrestling? Because when the shoot is on the mat, there's nowhere to run and hide behind a work. No drama, no kayfabe stories, just pure, relentless leverage. If you want to master control, go to scientificwrestling.com. Second, number one, coaching. Listen, if you can't sell, you can't draw. It's that simple. Stop wrestling for hot dogs and handshakes on the indie scene. Learn the main event psychology that puts asses in seats and builds a sustainable business model. Now, I'm going to head into the Combat Sports Minute. It's a doozy. Let's look at the mat. The big news that everyone is talking about, the TKO Group's massive fourth quarter earnings and consolidation. Ari Emanuel, very interesting character. You should look him and his brother Rahm Emanuel up in their history. But Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro aren't just running a promotion. They've perfected the closed circuit monopoly by centralizing all international distribution services like On Location, that's hospitality, and IMG in sales. TKO now controls the entire ecology of combat sports. If you aren't on their ledger, you don't exist. They own the ref, they own the ring, and the air in the arena. They decide who is the screwdriver and who is the screwee. So here is the kayfabe breakdown. Why are we breaking down TKO? Because Smart Marks, the global political state, the promoter, is using exactly the same blueprint. Today, February 26th, they are executing a devastating dusty finish on multiple independent fronts. Number one, the food sovereignty squash match. The spot? Multiple European nations today announced new mandatory smart farming regulations, centralizing agricultural data and prioritizing large-scale corporate distribution networks. The work? Ensuring food security and sustainability through modernization. What's the shoot? This is TKO consolidating media rights, but with your dinner. The state, or the promoter, is squeezing out local independent farmers, the small sovereign operators, and forcing all food distribution through a few massive government-sanctioned agricultural mega-stables. They want every head of cattle and every bag of grain on a centralized ledger. It's a squash match against food independence. If you can't feed yourself without their ledger, you're a permanent jobber to the system. The finish? The corporate main eventers get the strap. The independent farmer gets buried 6 feet under the regulatory mat. Match number two, the energy gridlock. the exclusive contract. What's the spot? The spot. The U.S. Department of Energy finalized new quote-unquote grid reliability mandates, heavily penalizing decentralized solar and non-utility energy production. The work? We're modernizing the grid for a green future. But what's the shoot? Let's look at how it plays out here, smart marks. This is go-away heat for energy independence. The big utilities, the sanctioned promoters, just use the government, the crooked ref, to hand themselves an exclusive contract for the whole territory. They don't want you generating your own power. They want you reliant on their grid, paying their pay-per-view price for electricity. They're locked on the gorilla position, and they've got the power switch. So what's the finish? The state-sanctioned monopolies win the title. Independent energy producers thrown out of the ring. Third event, main event, the regulatory illegal hold on small business. The spot, the finalized G20 quote-unquote ESG compliance tax framework went into effect today for all businesses, regardless of size. The work, making corporations pay their fair share for the climate. What's the shoot? This is a classic illegal hold that the ref is pretending not to see. The giant global conglomerates can absorb these massive compliance costs. It's just overhead for them. But for a small business, this is an intentional submission hold designed to force you to tap out. They're using regulatory leverage to ensure real competition never gets a push in the main event territory. The finish? The global monopolies and the state win. Small businesses get buried. Today's massive action. The promoter wants you broke, compliant, and begging for a hot dog at the concession stand. Don't be a mark for the script. Build your own territory. Decentralize your operation now. Get as much of your supply chain, food, energy, finance, off their main ledger as possible. The only way to survive a closed circuit monopoly is to run your own parallel promotion. Buy local, use physical cash when possible, and secure your own power sources. Learn the shoot holds. If you're a small business, you cannot compete on regulatory compliance. You have to use the tricks that I'm going to show you at numberonecoaching.com. You need to sell sovereign value. You need to sell unique high-touch services that cannot be computerized or regulated into a job or role. Stop playing their game. Start your own match. The state is locking the doors in the arena, smart marks. They're trying to turn the entire world into a squash match for the elites. You need to be a scientific wrestler here. Find the leverage and apply the pressure. Kayfabe is dead. The shoot is alive. All right, guys, that's today's Kayfabe news. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have anything going on in your area in the woods, let's check the chat. Put this up. We'll say, hey, what's up, Braxton Tarver? Give me a roll call. Where's everybody checking in from? We got Sweet Cherry Bill. What's up? Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Real quick, CatchCon, man, 15% of the tickets are gone. It's an amazing event. Check it out, catchcon.us. If you want to see how it played out last year and compare the improvements that we've made, massive improvements this year, check out shootpro.tv. We filmed the whole thing. We got 5 episodes of Shoot Pro Wrestling up, starring Frank Shamrock's in it. Pat Miletich is in it. Joe Malenko's in it. It's pretty amazing. Plus, we've got hours and hours of amazing catch as catch can, Shoot Pro Wrestling action, tag teams, handicap match, Iron Man match, singles matches. You don't want to miss out, guys. All right, listen, I'm going to jump unless you guys got questions. I appreciate y'all for showing up for tonight's Kayfabe News. We'll be back tomorrow with more info. Now, you know, one thing that I did find interesting was the I keep talking about this consolidation that's going on, right? There is a major consolidation going on. we talked about how the PFL was absorbed, right? They were absorbed by the UFC. Okay. There's so much crazy stuff going on. Another thing I want to talk about outside of the combat sports, the promoters at the Federal Reserve are really hot on this new central bank digital currency, the CBDC. They're saying it's a security upgrade. That's the pitch, to protect you from unstable private stable coins. It's for your safety, kid, right? But the shoot is that this is the ultimate screw job. We've got to stay in cash. You do not want all your stuff. You don't want a programmable leash, okay? If the house doesn't like how you're spending your payoff, they could just flip a switch and your credits go away, okay? This is a 24/7 surveillance sleeper hold on your financial freedom. So these are big stakes. If the central bank gets the big gold belt of total control, individual citizens get squashed like a local jobber in the 1980s TV taping. The IRS, they're doing a 1099K overhaul. The work here, we're just closing the tax gap to ensure fairness for the little guy. Well, the shoot is they're putting the heat on the side hustle. If you sold a lawnmower or a vintage wrestling figure on an app, they want their cut of the gate. They're squeezing the smart marks who are trying to build their own independent promotion. So the finish here, you got to be careful. The tax collector, or the corrupt referee in this case, counts a fast 3 fall on your profit margins if you're not careful. Another interesting spot going on, the National Energy Grid Reliability Act that I mentioned earlier, right? We're upgrading infrastructure. That's the work. We're upgrading infrastructure for a greener, brighter future. Dude, they're creating an artificial scarcity to drive up the ticket prices for power. It's already really, really expensive. I just paid my utility bill today. It was $500. By centralizing the grid, they can cut the lights on any small business that doesn't follow the quote unquote creative direction of the booker, the state. The finish, big energy, big government. They're going to go over in a slobber knocker if we're not careful. And meanwhile, small manufacturers are going to be left looking up, laying down on the canvas, staring at the lights. Okay. So again, on that massive action, man, you're going to want to move. I would consider something like, I could just tell you, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you what I'm going to do. You got to move like 20% of your assets into real assets, shoot assets, gold, silver, that kind of thing, right? Because if this digital currency screw job goes down, you need a currency that the promoter can't delete, right? And, use some psychology from pro wrestling, the #1 coaching sportify method, the no-sell strategy to diversify your client base. Don't be a one territory talent. If your income only comes from one source, you're just a contract worker waiting to be future endeavored. Okay. So, I appreciate the heck out of you guys. I'm really glad to see you. Any comments, questions? Hey, what's up? Chippy Potato 6'7". All right. I don't know. My kids know what that means. I don't know what that means. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate the heck out of you. Check out catchcon.us. Check out shootpro.tv. Also check out #1. It's like this, like the belt. Des Hopoff says, my mom loves WWE. I'm going to be real here. I honestly, ever since the move to Netflix, I really have not caught much WWE. I just haven't. And I can't get into it anymore. I literally turn it on. If I watch from the beginning, it's like 20 minutes of 2 people talking, and I don't know what the nonsense is about. I mean, how much, it's just, I can't get drawn in. So, I mean, I just don't know. Maybe the writing is not aimed at my demographic. I'm going to be real. My favorite is NCAA folk style. Like, to me, that's the most entertaining thing. I do wish they had submissions. Hence, Shoot Pro Wrestling exists. Catch Wrestling exists. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm glad your mom loves it. I'm not sure why. Did she tell you why? Curious. Also, guys, you can you can hit this little QR code here. That'll take you over to the CatchCon website, get all the info, see what all the perks are, the people that are attending, the 15% of people. Those tickets are gone, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, all right, guys. If there's no other questions, I'm going to be out of here. Go home, get some food, and I'll see you guys at the next Kayfabe News. Take care, guys. I appreciate all of you. And by the way, I hope you like the graphics. I'm actually going to go out with the graphics. Hope you dig them. Have a great day. We'll talk real soon. I'm going to play the music too. I might play the other theme. Tell me which theme you liked better, the one that I opened with or this one, okay?
This is the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake. Kayfabe, I like Kayfabe. The big squeeze is on, the fix is in. Monopoly is the shoot, let's get the pin. Monopoly is the shoot, let's get the pin. Kayfabe News.
All right, so do you guys like that one or do you like this song better?
We interrupt this program.
All right, enough of the work, it's time for the shoot. The promoters got the people fighting for the loot. You gotta read between the lines and see the lies. A babyface economy with heel-like corporate ties. This is the Kayfabe News with Coach Jake, exposing all the phony plays for goodness sake. Get your hands off my leverage.